Hello, my name is Chris Lutchen, and I am the design director, and I run inventor relations for the U.S. For the TOMI International Corporation. I'm here today to play Toy Hub Trivia. All right, what was your favorite toy growing up? Well, I have two actually, I don't have one. Legos, which is probably a common answer, were a favorite of mine because they just allowed for extensive creativity. The Legos Mars set was probably my favorite, and Transformers. I was really big into Transformers, and obviously Optimus Prime was a staple that I would play with quite frequently. All right, next question. How important are prototypes? As a inventor relations person, when I'm looking at inventions from inventors, prototypes are kind of what's needed because you want to be able to play with whatever you're looking for to produce, and nothing is better than the real thing, so prototypes are extremely important. Question 3, what was your first job in the toy industry? Well, I actually started working at an invention company in Chicago, and we pitched ideas to all the majors, and placed my first item for Hasbro games probably about 8 months after I started. So that was pretty rewarding, and I worked in the invention world for about 5 years before I decided to get into manufacturing. Next question. What advice should a retailer give inventors? Well, I'm not a retailer, but I do hear from a lot of retailers, and I think it's very important to understand the consumer. You need to know who you're going after so that you can connect with them with the ideas that you're presenting and the ideas that you're trying to sell in, because without that desire from those consumers, it doesn't translate to sales, and ultimately that's what retailers are looking for. So you really have to be connected to your core audience. Next question. Which are the most iconic toys that you have worked on? Well, I've worked on a lot. I would say probably the Pokemon line that TOMI did from 2011 to 2016. I was responsible for the team that created all those toys leading up to the big Pokemon explosion when Pokemon Go came out. So that was probably the most popular that everyone would know about. We did some really great items in that line, and probably the action figures were the coolest thing that I remember because they were all in scale to each other. So that was a lot of fun. My parting advice to a new inventor would be to know your audience. When you're trying to sell a concept and an idea or an invention, you really need to have a firm understanding of what that audience is looking for. And I would also say when you're coming up with an invention, think about what the exciting surprise factor is, or what is the wow factor of what you're inventing, because if it doesn't have that special something, more often than not people will look past it because they're looking for something that hasn't been done before. So really make sure that you have that wow factor in what you're showing.